Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking, and I'm looking at Richmond Green Chambers today at a book which has come to me from Routledge. It's a textbook called Modern Land Law, now in an 8th edition, with a companion website written by Martin Dixon. This is the book here, lovely picture at the front, and there's the side, and there's the information at the back concerning the huge amount of detail that's now in this. It is well worth looking at the website that goes with this book. Let me just show you a little bit of what's in it. You've got at the back a nice index. You've then got a very substantial amount of detail in the various chapters, with footnotes at the bottom, paragraph numbering at the side to find things. What I like about this is there's a lot of case law, which is extremely helpful. There are points on reform and everything else as well. There's the cases listed there. Then there's a very important thing that you must look at. Do read the preface in some detail to see how you use this book today, and do see the guides to the companion website. This is a new area for, I think, some people, in that we are now moving very much into an area where you've got your textbook with the actual paper and the detail. Then you've got the online information, which updates regularly and gives you a whole range of additional things. For instance, the website has multiple choice questions, essay questions, downloadable podcasts, and a test bank which is for lecturers. Again, I think that's extremely helpful. We've given the review the words "dispelling fears when studying the daunting prospect of land law," because that's what it is. Land law's always presented students with a bit of a dilemma, because they come into contact with substantial statute law and case law mixed with some complicated general rules about real property, and it does cause problems for lecturers as well, with the detail itself which needs to be assimilated. So Dixon's come to the rescue again with an excellent new statement on the modern law. It's right to say that land law is quite often not very well explained, and it's not very well taught. So it's refreshing to find a book which is user-friendly and dispels fears. He says it's a bit of a jigsaw from which a coherent pattern emerges. You'll know the subject matter better when the realization of the pattern becomes obvious to you. And I think the 8th edition is very good because it is completely up to date. It gives you some useful explanations of cases like Jones and Kennett and Beresford and Mexfield, just to name a few. And what the author achieves is the aim of helping the reader swim with the subject rather than drown in the detail, so that the work remains afloat throughout its less than 500 pages. It's not a big book, but it's just the sort of work, I think, which is quite readable. Actually, for a land law book, it certainly is. At the end of each main chapter there's a summary and there's a link to the companion website with MCQs. Then there's a flashcard glossary, and, as I've indicated, some helpful lectures as well. Whilst the index is not over detailed, you can always find what you want, and it's excellent for the distance learner. The skillful writing adopted by Martin Dixon throughout does assist a much better understanding of some of the many complexities, and I think, obviously, it's always considered one of the most difficult subjects for undergraduates, and this goes a long way to helping. One tip we would offer, which does help with the study of the subject, is to know your case law in detail from the well-balanced table of cases. I say that because that gives you the human element, which I think is very important, rather than the more abstruse principles which I had to deal with some 40 years ago when I first studied this. So thank you to all concerned. I'm very glad that Routledge have produced this with the website, but thank you. It does help us either teaching or studying the subject. Bye-bye.